to the cloud actually. All right, so yeah, but basically, like I said, I don't want to repeat a lot of the same things. So I'm not really going to go over compounding, not really going to go over risk management too much. I'm going to mention it, but not go heavy. And I'm really just going to tackle the strategy tonight. Now, tomorrow might be when I start doing actual training, similar to what I used to do, just so that we're not doing it on the same day. No problem, no problem. So yeah, I'm thinking of doing that. So with that, we're just going to get into a strategy. And then at the end of the session, I'm going to also drop my new tentative schedule, right? So I'm still working on solidifying the last couple parts, but I threw in some daytime trading sessions just because I've noticed we've got a lot of LBD educators popping up, but not a lot of daytime educators popping up. So I wanted to kind of just step up and take that since I do trade in the daytime. And I've been able to master trading at a certain time of the day as well, and in the morning. So since I can do 3 sessions, I'd like to offer more than just the nighttime session that everyone else does. Um, so we're gonna go basically right into it. I'm gonna have to tune in when you do, for sure, for sure. I got you, I got you. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go ahead and clear my drawings out. I'm gonna clear my drawings out so I can explain this and use real examples. So go ahead and if you have a notepad, I would recommend honestly writing this down. This might be a lot of information, especially if you're not familiar with terms in the market and things like that. And you're not familiar with kind of how the market moves already, it might be a little bit of a challenge. So definitely get a notepad out. And then also, if you have TradingView, go ahead and open it up as well, right? Go ahead, open it. If you don't have it, it's free. You can make an account anytime throughout this call. And wow, that's pretty nice. Make it anytime throughout this call and jump in with us. So when you guys have that, if you have your notebook ready and you have TradingView open or one or the other, let me know. Just go ahead, type ready, so I know that I can go ahead and get started with this. Ready? For sure. What's up, Kyla? All right, for sure, for sure. Cool, cool. So basically, what I would name this strategy, it would actually just be called the liquidity strategy. So you can title it liquidity strategy. Now, what's interesting is this strategy actually works for Forex as well as HFX. But in HFX, it gives you those sniper entries. A few minutes ago, I literally posted one into the chat, and it was actually this strategy, but I also was backed by Fibonacci, which it happens very frequently with this as well. All right, so there's going to be a lot of concepts being thrown at you, and I'm going to give reference to some educators that go over this really well. And not all of them are HFX educators. This actually stems from Forex, right? The basis, because HFX is only an extension of Forex, okay? Understand that. If you can trade Forex, you can trade HFX, all right? So it's going to be a lot of knowledge that comes from Forex educators I used to watch. But it's all going to tie together in the end, and we're going to take some trades just so I could show you that it works. All right. So basically, what you want to look for are long candles, right? So for anyone who doesn't know, maybe you're new, what a candle is are these little things, right? Mine are red and green. Some people's are black and white. Some are blue and red. It's all personal preference. But if you notice, most candles are really small and they might have long, thin lines coming off the top and the bottom of them. So that would be bodies and wicks, right? So if you don't know this, let's use this one for an example. This would be the body, this full thick rectangle. And then these lines right here, this line would be a wick, right? Body, wick. This is called a doji. We'll go over that another day, probably not tonight. But body, wick, right? Body, wick. All right. So you're looking at these in the market. But if you notice, most of the bodies are typically pretty small, right? Not a lot of them are very large, but once in a while, you'll catch something like this, just like a large body, right? There'll be other times where you catch like crazy big bodies, typically will be news, and it'll be something like this, right? And this is exactly what I'm going to go over. This is the exact strategy, is how to catch a sniper entry like this based on this, all right? It's really, really simple once you get the hang of it. I promise you that. Okay, so like I said, most of them are very small. All you need to do, all you need to do in order for you to master this strategy is get good at looking left to be right, right? That's the quote. You want to look left to be right. So if you just look to the left and you look for long candles, right? You can make, I have a horizontal ray, I believe. Yeah, horizontal ray is what it's called. And I'll just put it, I'll just put it like right at the bottom. So I see long candle and a reversal. I put it here. So what I'm looking for is a long candle that indicates a reversal. So something like, let's say, see if there's one that shows it. There's not even one that's really showing it, but sometimes you'll see that you have a long candle and it will continue, like it was already going down, you get a long candle and then it continues down. Something like that doesn't necessarily work with the strategy. You want to see something like this where the market's coming up, right? And I'll use an arrow, just to help point it out. So we've got the market coming up, right, to this point, and then all of a sudden you get this red arrow, just long extension, and it brings the market down, right? When you have something like this, that's when you make your line. Because if I were to make my line right here, then notice that I get around this range here and we start seeing a reversal. We see rejections here, right? Wick rejections, things like that. Okay, that's essentially what we're looking for. So that's the first step, right? The first step is recognizing where are the large reversal areas based on a large body candle. Okay, so I'll go to another one and show you. It happens on all of them. This is a really nice one, actually, that we may end up taking if price can move all the way down here by the time the session is done, right? Or sometime during the session. But you see how this is coming down, and then we just get a random bullish reversal candle pushing us up. Now, this typically does happen at the top of the hour. This happened at 11. I think I caught this trade. I did. This was a trade I posted, but this happened at 11, right? Or this one happened way earlier, right? Now I'm not going to keep this, but this is just for the example that this is something you could mark up, okay? So you have things like that. You have this one is like a really nice one that, you know, sometime within the next 10 to 12 hours, we can make our way up to it. It's Euro USD, maybe in the London session, make its way up and give you a nice, just easy reversal. And you see how price is 515. This typically will happen. You'll get reversals that happen at these pretty little numbers, 515, 500, 550, 445. And the 5s and 10s are where, this will typically happen because quarter theory takes a play in this as well. All right, so I'll keep this one here. Odds are, unless we get some kind of news, which I already checked, there's really no news for the week. I don't think we're going to make it all the way up here. It's probably about 25, 30 pips away. Not even, I'm just zoomed in a lot. 11 pips, it could possibly do it, right? But still, I think it'll be a couple of hours. But if you've got TradingView and you have this marked up with me, right? I'm on Euro USD. If you mark it up with me and you see this trade come up to here later, I'll explain how to enter the trade and when to enter the trade. Maybe you'll be able to clear it. All right. So I'll go to one more just to show you. This, we could use this one and I'll mark it as an example, but I'm going to point out why this is something I would try to look for something like this over something like this, right? Because right here I've got, okay, we're moving up. And even though this one's just now starting, we are seeing, okay, bearish momentum pushed it down. And now we're going, towards the downside. So you definitely want to pay attention when I go over why I would like something like this over this. Because if you only go off this line, you'll probably be about 60%, 65% accurate. But if you go off of these kinds of indications, you're probably going to catch closer to 80 or 90% accurate even. And I literally mean 90% accurate. To be completely honest with you, since I've been here in Mexico, I've been here for a week now. I think Sunday, it's been one full week. And I've been trading with only this strategy just so I can make sure I have accurate percentage. And I've gone about 26-3 with it, it's a very accurate strategy once you get the hang of it. And it's one of those things that you may not even need any kind of other indication. I don't necessarily need Evan Cabral's strategy. I don't necessarily need Matty Pipp's strategy. I don't have Hourglass open at all, right? So you don't necessarily need it. You can actually just look right at the chart and make a lot of nice trades from it. Sheesh, right? I know, that's what I'm saying. All right, so your first step, like I said, is identifying these areas of basically large momentum. These are actually bank movements more often than not, and you're just looking for those large movements in the market, okay? So all you're gonna do is you need to wait for the first time that it approaches that area again, okay? So you're waiting for the first time that it approaches that area again. Now, this one is really interesting. I would take this one again. I would probably wait for it to come down, maybe see if we can get a wick down to 600. Not sure if it would give it, but I would take this one again, even though if you see, we came back down once, bounced off, came back down twice. Now we dojied and then now we're moving up. That's why I would come down to it again, is that we kind of did a repeat, okay? So we came down, right? And we went up. We came back down. Oh my God, sorry. I'm smelling like cleaning products. No, you're good. So we came back down, and the fact that we have a doji, even though we have a doji between, massive momentum down and then a strong reversal up. This is something I would take, right? I would take this again because I personally would 100% see myself remarking it right here anyways, right? And if I were to actually even extend this and make this a horizontal line, I can see we have a lot of activity in this area. We have a lot of wick rejections, right? So it makes me trust this spot a little bit more. Sorry, I drank all the juice. So, right, this is something that we're looking at. Okay, now what I wanted to go over was why I would take, was it on UJ? Yeah, that I would take this one over this one. That's gonna be the last kind of thing that I go over. I'll answer some questions. Sorry, drink all the juice. Yeah. Nah, I'm drinking up all the juice right now. All right, so this is something that will happen, and this is what I also like to call price trap. Now, there's a lot of different strategies that call themselves price trap. Oh my God. What was this? Sorry, guys. A spider. My bad, guys. Oh God. Okay. So, the reason why I call this price trap is because I have one area that I would take a call around, one area I would take a put around. And so I'm anticipating, right, consolidation within this zone. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be like that, right? I could be anticipating consolidation, but it does something like this, like maybe we come down and then we come a little bit above, right? And we're bouncing up around this area, we come a little bit below, right? But what I'm expecting is even if we have a little bit of breakouts from time to time, you have a strategy called break and retest, which is a very big Forex concept, which is when price breaks above an area, it's got to come down, right? And what was previously the resistance needs to prove support for it to continue up, or the other way around. What breaks to the downside needs to come up and test as a resistance before being like not being support anymore. Sorry. Let's see. Drinking juice, I guess. Gotcha. No, I'm good. She was killing a spider. She used Lysol or something. It started choking me, but it's cool. So yeah, so basically, and someone who goes over break and retest in their strategy consistently would be Arlet. And she's an HFX educator. She learned from Kimberly Torres, which is why she trades that way. She's someone who is good to watch to understand this concept of breaking and retesting and why it's okay to call consolidation, even if price is going a little bit outside, right? So this would be price trap because like I said, I have calls here that I'm waiting for, and I have puts here that I'm waiting for. Of course, if I see something here for whatever reason, I can take it if I'm seeing it. For example, I'm seeing like a little area, little range of support showing up in this area, right? Starting from here through that 480 area. And ironically, it's 480. Like I said, things like to happen at those pretty numbers, 480, not at 483, right? 480, things like that. Maybe I would take it just because I see resistance here, support here, right? But for the most part, my biggest entries that I'm looking at would be this reversal area and this reversal area. Okay. If what I'm saying so far, can I send this recording? Of course, of course. If what I'm saying so far makes sense, go ahead and type 2 in the chat. 2 in the chat. I just want to make sure I haven't lost you guys. I haven't asked that yet. All right, for sure, for sure. All right, cool, cool. So basically, right, going from here, let me explain why this is something I would not necessarily want against this. And I love the fact that this is so close to each other that I can literally just zoom in particularly to here. All right, so why would I want to take a put here more than a call here? Is a call here likely? Yes, I'm sure that a call here is going to clear at least once or twice, but I would feel 10 times more confident that this will clear once or twice, even 3 or 4 times because of this, right? When you have long bodies or long candles, the wicks that happen afterwards are very important. Notice how with here, we've got this much space that's got no wick coming back to retest. Now, in the market, why does the market go up and down? Is because we have buyers and we have sellers, right? So if you think about it, when something pushes all the way down, you're saying that the sellers have complete and total control over the market? No, there should be someone at least trying to buy, which is why wicks will happen, right? So I would have wanted to see a wick, right? I would have wanted to see a wick come up and retest this area. It can continue down all at once, but I want to see a wick retest this area. Otherwise, that shows that there's what's called imbalance in the market, okay? So I'm actually going to write that out. I'm actually going to write this out. So this is called imbalance, all right? So this area is called imbalance. We've got imbalance in the market, and how you balance it is having price retrace to this. Now, I don't know how many of us joined strictly for HFX, but if you've joined and you've done any kind of normal Forex trading or even crypto trading, you'll notice even when price is in your favor, right? Think about a trend, right? Let's think of a trend. A trend does what? It goes up and then it comes down, and it goes up and it comes down, and it goes up and it comes down, and it always comes back to the previous high, right? On an uptrend. Or in a downtrend, we have it goes down and it comes up, and it goes down, it comes up, down, but we always see a retracement come back to previous areas, right? That's how the market should look. This is a healthy trend, right? Healthy trends in the market. That's why we have trend lines, right? That's why we have so many different things. That's why Fibonacci's exist, all that. So when we don't have that, understand that's not normal, right? It's not normal. It's what you call, basically it's bank movement or hedge movement, right? So banks come in, they take big orders that force price down, and the retail traders come and push it right back up, right? The wicks are typically retailers. The bodies are typically banks. Understand, what happened with GameStop was dope, but we are still the little guys in the market because we just don't have as much capital as the banks do, okay? So we need to wait and see that the imbalance is filled, right? So you want to wait and see that the imbalance is filled. How is it filled? It could be filled one of two ways, right? We could have had a wick immediately come back like we did here. See how the wick came back immediately after? Or we can have that it drops off, and then after a while, we just slowly build our way back here, slowly build our way back up, and we hit it, right? We hit it right here, and what happens, right? Let me see, where's my brush, right? We hit it, oh, price comes here, and I say, oh, 3-minute call, 521, 520. And that's when you get that nice reversal. It doesn't go that far, of course, but you'll definitely see a reversal come down at least to that 510 range. That's when you see those sniper entries, right? That's where a sniper entry comes from. Good night, everyone. It's 2 a.m. here. I'm struggling to keep my eyes open. Hit you up in the morning for recording. For sure, I got you. Good night. Good night. Have a good rest. So basically, right, what I'm waiting for, like I said, I need the imbalance to be filled. And on this side, it hasn't quite done it. It's not letting me delete any of these drawings for some reason. Oh my goodness. All right, whatever. We'll just do this. All right, so I had one here. Oh my goodness. Had one here, had one here. So that's the reason that I would prefer something like this over something like this. We had a nice reversal to the upside here, but we immediately came and retraced. And so we already had our first touch, right? So if we already had our first touch and we had it that quick, it's possible that by coming back down, we might go a little bit below this price. Ironically, it would probably be to like 5 or 425, maybe 420s, 415s. It could even come all the way down to the nearest quarter theory, 400. And if I zoom out, I see a little bit of liquidity over in the 400 range. That could definitely happen. And that's one of those where now you're forced to roll over. Sure, the trade can clear, but now you were forced to roll over. You know, you're sweating a little bit. You're like, no, I don't want to lose this trade, right? Things like that happen. So that's why I like to prefer taking something like this where price has not come back up yet. Okay, so that's the big umbrella of everything. Now, the next question, oh, that was a perfect like quarter theory drop. I just noticed last second is at 500. That's nice, but I don't think it's going to stay down there. I think it's actually going to make its way up to here. The midnight, oh, it's a midnight drop maybe. I'd like to see it push up to 520 in these 5 minutes and maybe make a drop from there. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm like trying to see. I'm telling you, once you get the hang of these, you can kind of tell when the market's going to push one way magically or the other way magically. See how it's starting to move up? It's becoming thicker than a lot of these other candles, and it's only been 45 seconds. We might even get a wick touch up here. If that happens, go ahead and take it. If while I'm talking, UJ, and I can double check for the strength meter, but I'm pretty sure that is a fine thing to take. Realistically, even then, currency strength sometimes, or more than half the time actually, doesn't even matter with this strategy. Doesn't even matter. Something like this, I would personally say I would wait. It might come up to 520, and it might try to actually give you a wick up to 530s, or even potentially give you this one right here. Yeah, that 530s range. So you could take a small entry at 520 and then a second entry at 530. You could do what's called a 5-3 strategy. Someone who teaches this is Jake Bloomstrat, and I love the strategy where you would take your lower, if you're taking a put, which we are, you're going to take your lower one at 5 minutes, okay? So this is going to be 5 minutes right here, and then you're going to take another entry right here for 3 minutes, okay? So this is a 5-3 trade, okay? So I'm looking at 3 minutes at 530s or better, 5 minutes at 520, all right? That's your entry if it happens before we get there. How long do you take the trades for? Typically, my trades are 3 minutes. Ideally, I have become more flexible because I'm learning the timing of certain kinds of reactions. Some things take 2 minutes, and sometimes 3 minutes is too much. Some things take 4 minutes, and 3 minutes is too little. But I'll never really go above 5 minutes. I try not to even go above 4. But my general rule of thumb, if I don't specifically say 2 minutes or 4 minutes, always go for 3 with my strategy. All right. So back to this. So like I said, this is a big umbrella of, what we're looking at. Now let's get into the timing of everything. The timing of everything. Okay. So how do you time these entries? Because sometimes you'll see maybe if it's 3 minutes left in the candle and it comes up to here, maybe I don't rush too hard to get into it just yet, and I wait to let it kind of come up or see what it does. Sometimes you'll miss a trade like that because sometimes it will just perfectly tap it and drop. But I would rather miss a trade than enter a trade early. You know what I mean? Because even if I miss a trade, another trade will come, right? But if I lose the trade altogether, I'm losing money, right? I'm still losing on my account. I would rather let my account not win or not lose and be confident and be safe than to lose money because I rushed, okay? And this is something I had to teach a few people and kind of get it, through a few people's head. I had to get it through my head at some points before, which is this. And keep it, honestly, write this down. And I personally write it, put it above your screen, wherever you trade. Ask yourself this question every day. Do I want to be patient for 10 more minutes or for 2 more years? Okay? Because here's the bottom line. If you're trading, you're 100% going to, you can be successful if you stick with it. As long as you stick with it, you will be successful. Even if it takes you 30 years to hit $1 million, you can do it. You know why? And I can show you why, right? Compound daily, right? Compound interest, okay? If I am, let me get this to load for me. All right? If I even have a $250 account and I am just so impatient that I only average 2% a day, and let's say that I do this for 4 years, let's say in 4 years I trade for 500 days, right? You still will make a lot of money. Because regardless, if your account is even growing 1%, your money is still going to be growing, okay? Right? 2% will still put you at, I think this is million style, it's 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that's still $5 million to get 2% a day. And that's you being completely impatient, missing trades, not being accurate because you entered too early. You're still gonna grow your account. But, right? But mind you, this is 5 mil, almost 5 mil. If I can just be patient, if I could be patient with the process, I can do the same amount of things in a lot less of the time because I waited an extra 10 minutes to take the right entry. You're going to reach the same goal, whether you're patient or not, as long as you stick with it, but you can get there a lot quicker if you're patient for 10 minutes, 20 more minutes, even 2 more hours. One time I sat there and let's see, actually there, it just went, I don't know if anyone took that, but it just, you're in profit. I missed it. Oh, it just came back up. But we got 3 minutes left, almost 4. I don't know if anyone entered that. I'm not entering it just yet. I actually want to take that 5:30 if I can catch it. It might not give me more than 5:25. Let me see. Let me open it and jump in at, I could take a 5 minute from, I might do a 5 minute from that 5:25 range.
Hey, what are you doing, Mrs. Wall Street?
No, we just dropped in a profit. So, hold on, good thing. My bad. I have it on a separate thing, so I'm not gonna catch it. It's all good. I missed it, but I'm not gonna jump in. If anyone jumped into it, you're in at 522. If you're in at 522, you're in profit. I'm not in profit. I didn't enter it, but it's fine. More trades will come. I can, if I really feel that bad about it, I can after the session catch some other trades. I'm okay. But like I was saying, that's exactly a perfect example. Okay, I called the trade out myself and missed the trade because I was explaining being patient. And then I come back, see that the trade's already started. And rather than jumping in, I was like, you know what? Let me be patient because I'm sure that I can go to a bunch of other trades, this one's setting up a little bit nice, right? There's already other things that I could take, right? And so rather than me jumping in and risking my money, y'all are in profit right now. It should start going for real. It should really start going. Yeah, it should continue nicely. And this looks like the fib retracement as well. Well, this opening, if we can stay like below that, I'm pretty sure, yeah, that was a 786. So if we can stay below that 515s range, 514 even, that would be a nice continuation to the downside at the start of the next candle. We're coming up for a doji right now, but still, if you guys are in at 522, you should still be in profit. If it hovers around that area and it hits 525 again, when I take it. If it hits 525 again after hovering, let me see what time it is, 12:08. Honestly, I might take it for a quicker reaction. I wouldn't take it for a full 5 minutes. I may not even take it for 3. I might take it for 2 for a quick reaction, but I would probably hold off personally. I've become super duper patient because I had just a really nice realization of like, hey, if I could have just been patient for an extra 10 minutes for the last year, I could have probably had a $2 million, $1 million account, but I rushed. And so now I'm like, let me just chill because I'm willing to be patient for, wait for another trade to set up, so it's all good. I wasn't even ready to take a trade just yet. So I'm chilling. Let's see, what's my facts? Patience key. I would be rich as fuck. Facts. Patience is key. How do I set my fib? I'll go over that in a second. Let me finish out this timing thing. So yeah, the timing of everything is extremely important. Okay. The timing is, if I have 3 minutes left in the candle, oh, this should continue down because we finished under. So we should see a nice like movement. I'm expecting it, but you guys should be about ready to clear. You might have like 1 minute left or something like that. This should continue down. It might try to come up to 513, 514, but you should finish around 490s for the clear in the next few minutes. Clear. Let's go. Still nice profits for you guys. Let's get it. I'm glad to see. But yeah, if I have like 3 minutes left in something and it's coming up a little bit quick with momentum, I'll wait and see if we can push up. Because here's the thing. I put my lines at the bodies, but you want to pay attention to the wicks. Here's why, right? When I'm fully analyzing, like fully, if I'm full focus mode and everything, what I actually might do sometimes is I'll have my, my line here and I'll extend a box for my highest wick. In this case, it would actually have been here, I believe. Yeah. And I would do it like this, right? And that's basically saying this is where I want to enter, but this is where it can come up to. And so maybe I'll split my entry, anything along those lines. That's kind of what I'm looking at. Clear, let's go. And it's just really got a ways to go. If I open this, I bet you it's overbought. Oh, it wants to cross. That's what's going on. So you know what, John, I think it was you who asked, would I take it again? If it came back up, probably, because I want this to cross. If I can get this up and then I can have all 3 of them crossing the downside at the same time, I would love to take something like that. So yes, if it came back up to 525, I would, of course, I would love to see 530, but I don't think it's going to give me that. I don't really see much of a reason for it to give me 530. Maybe for this one.
Would you still take it for 5 minutes?
Would I take 5 minutes? I would probably do for 3.
That's what I was gonna say, but this is your analysis, so I didn't want to question it.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, no, I would definitely do it for 3 at that point. It could push up to 530. I wouldn't see it doing that very likely. And even off of this, I think if I put a fib on this would be about a 78% retracement right here that we're looking at. And so I would just take it at the 520s range again. But I would want this to just cross to the upside. So I would feel more confident. This is my fast stochastic. I want my slow one to come up. because then that'll give me a little bit of like a larger time frame confirmation as well. And I'm sure, at that point I could put it on a larger time frame and show the same thing. See how it's giving me that same rejection. But this is what we're still waiting on. We're waiting on it to come up to here. That's that slow stochastic kind of gives me an idea of what my 15-minute is looking like, which is not quite there yet, right? We're in the zone for the 15, but we're not crossed. We're not overbought, and so they're not quite ready to sell on a larger time frame. And I always say this larger time frame has precedence over smaller. So I would 100% want to wait until my larger time frame also agrees with me. Okay. And that's another part of timing. You want to make sure that all the timing aligns. So you want to make sure maybe a 15-minute can back you up on it. The larger of a time frame you can get, oh, it's still dropping. Oh, it's going now. It's really doing its thing. You want to make sure the larger time frame can back you. The larger of a time frame you can get, the more of a confirmation you can secure. That's even better. Okay. So, these are all different things. Another thing is a fib, which I'll go over the fib in a second, which a fib is just a perfect extra confirmation on it. You can literally get like 7 confirmations at once and you're not breaking your back for it. And it gives you perfect trades. All right. Top of the hour is another great timing strategy. Of course, there's so many times that I will see the market come up to my area right at that 55 candle, so that at the start of the next candle, I just take the reversal and it shoots that way. I've had one that dropped like 13 pips in 5 minutes, and I got it like right at the top, like no drawback. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, it's top of the hour reversal. So they're very lit and they work with this. And I promise you, I wish I could show you like how nice they are with this, but they're insane. They're actually crazy. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to put this into work, and then I'll also see if I can find a fib that goes with it. This is something that's okay. But I'm not a big fan of it. I could see it coming up from 620 on EuroCAD. But I'm not, we had some retracement. Let's see what it does. I'm not entering right here on EuroCAD. You can if you like. I'm not going to, but 620 is something I was seeing. I was just seeing this line right here. And I can just mark it real quick to show you. And it looks like it is starting to actually come up. If I come right here, see, yeah, we're not quite ready. This is on a larger time frame. It is showing that we're over. Oh, and that was the end of a 5 minute. It could actually make that reversal and push to the upside. Yep, it did. It jumped up. I don't know if anyone took that, but I didn't. I didn't look at it long enough. I literally just saw it. But yeah, it's jumping up. So that, literally, I didn't even, at the time when I saw it, I didn't even make the line yet. But if you just see a previous reversal area and you just see that it came up and it's dropping down again, look, this is the first time touching that range and we're taking off again. So your entry would have been 620. There's no way I would have been able to enter that quick, which is why another reason I didn't take it. But if you were able to take it, even if you were a little late, you got like 624, you're still in profit, 632. This would have been 3 minutes, easy 3-minute trade, easy reversal. Okay. So I literally just explained it, and the next pair that we went to, it just did it. Okay. So this happens on every single pair. And that's something that I like about this, is that it happens on literally every single pair. And I know that there's some strategies that only work with some pairs at some times. This works with everything. You can pair it up with anything. You can pair it up with Hourglass. I've done it. I've paired up with Hourglass and it gave me just crazy confirmations. Okay. I paired up with Evan strategy. This is actually basically a lot of Evan strategy, but just a little bit of a tweak that I pulled over from Forex educators. And if you want to understand more about liquidity and why things like that will happen, for example, price will probably come up, fill these areas. And because this whole gap is imbalanced, okay, odds are, even though we did have a little bit of retracement here, we are going to come up to 705 and drop off again. And it's just because this is imbalanced. And so we have to come up and fill the imbalance. That's just how the market works. Okay. It's how the market works. If we came up past there right? My next zone would be right here, 768. And so I'd probably go 770, which I think is my wick right here. Yep, 770 is my wick, right? Reason why, same thing. Okay, well, I got a little bit of an imbalance right here. Okay, a little bit of imbalance. And I got a little bit of imbalance right at the top. That's perfect, right? Imbalance right at the top. And so you look for these areas, you wait for the retracement, and you wait for the drop. Okay. If I had entered this, if we had entered this, let me say that, we'd been in crazy profit. All right. Tonight, my concern isn't necessarily entering trades, which is why I'm not freaking out about getting in some, not getting in some. We're going to be trading for 3 days the rest of this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All right. So I added Wednesdays to my sessions, by the way. So be on the lookout for that. That'll also be 9:30 p.m. Okay, 9:30 p.m. Pacific. So, you know, if I don't take a trade, that's fine, but I just want to show you guys how relevant it actually is. It did it right here. We missed it, but it did it right here. Okay, I had this come up. And what did we do? We whipped to it and we had a major drop off, like a major drop off. Okay, 3 pips. And guess what? It's coming to here. It's coming right here. And what do you think it's going to do? It's going to price trap it. We're going to take it from 990 and potentially take it all the way back up. Okay. This happens. You can even do on the index. And when you do on the index, understand when you do it on the dollar index, it's giving you an overview of the dollar against nothing, just the dollar, the strength of the dollar itself. And so if you see a reversal coming off the index using this strategy, then you can take all of the dollar trades based on this one. And so one time I saw a bearish reversal coming from the dollar index. And so I took USD CAD for a sell. I took EU for a buy, UJ for a sell. I took GU for a buy. And I took NZD USD for a buy. And I think only one of them didn't clear because of the other pair itself was having its own movement, right? But looking at this one, I basically went 4-1 in 3 minutes. I literally I can't say how much I cleared compliance, but I cleared nice profits, okay? Some nice weekly amounts of people's profits in 3 minutes because I just saw the reversal coming from here, okay? So it works, all right? I can show you it on like any of these, all right? This, check me out. Remember how I said, I have this, but I would also make a rectangle and go up to the wick because it's very possible that we can come up to the wick, right? And how convenient that we came up directly to the wick and then dropped off, okay? I can pull up a random pair. Oh, my battery is low. I can pull up a random pair that, can you get my charger? Yeah, thanks. A random pair that I don't trade with y'all, like that, who the hell trades it? Like Odd Chef. I could pull it up. Let's see if I can find one. You would think this, but see how we had this retracement, but the retracement did come up and drop. Thank you. There we go. So we did have this one right here and this pushed through, but if you notice, we had it come back up at this point and drop off, right? Pair I don't trade. I don't trade Odd Chef. I don't know a single person in the world who trades it, but it still works on this pair, okay? And so, you know, it just goes to show. Now, with this, not every single pair is going to set up at the same time. We've caught a nice amount. Oh, you kidding me? Here we go. This is a good example. I just want to point this last one out, just a little bit more evidence, just in case anyone didn't believe me still. Okay, this random wick from hell. Sorry for the language, but random wick from hell came all the way down and stopped exactly at 817. Why 817? You know how many people would be looking just here and go, dang, why did it go directly at 817? Why not 830? Why not 850? Right? But all you have to do is look left and look, it was at the reversal zone precisely, okay? And it went down. And so I would have entered at 817 and it would have taken me all the way up to 873, okay? 6 pip, like just skyrocket to the upside, okay? Now what I was saying was, is that basically not all the trades will line up at the same time, but what would happen is this takes no more than 10 minutes no more than 10 minutes to mark up all these pairs, right? And I'm just gonna mark them up and I'm gonna see which ones are getting close, right? And then from there, I go, look at this. Boop, we just came right down to here. I missed it. That's pretty sad, I missed it. Is this the one I was talking about before? Oh no, this is what we were talking about before, you're right. Okay, so, I can mark all these up in 10 minutes or less. And all I do is go through it like this, waiting for price to get around. Okay, so let's look at AJ for right now. I want to look at AJ. Let's see if we can take this one. 1225 is showing up. All right. So in a perfect world, this actually won't reach my zone yet. Okay. In a perfect world, we're going to see this actually stall out. And I'd like to see one more green candle at 1225. Push me up into this range and let me hit 8,000 specifically at that 1225 candle so that at 1230 on the dot, top of the hour, I could take it down. But it may not happen. We may catch, 800 in a second. We're only one pip away. Okay. And so I'm looking at AJ for a 3-minute sell. Okay. Now we've come up to this area before. I would say use a slightly lighter risk. Okay. Slightly lighter risk. But I'm looking for a 3-minute sell on AJ. Okay. My price would be 800 or better. Worst case, if we see some major rejection around 998 and you see it drop and then retrace, go ahead and take it for like 2 minutes at that point. All right, we're getting close. We're at 994. Let me open up my broker. See if I can catch it, or it might give it to us like in the last second. 997. Oh, open up. AJ. And it looks like all the Japan pairs are actually wanting to sell off. That's not me saying to take all the Japan pairs, but if that's something that you want to do, go ahead and do it. I didn't open my broker in time and it dropped off. Did anybody catch that? Did anybody catch that? It came up to 998, but it looks like it is going to try to make that move up to 800 again. But did anybody catch 998? If you did, you went into like instant profit. You're in at 998. Okay, you're in like literally instant profit, bro. Literally, it wicked up and in a second dropped. Okay, instant profit for whoever took it. 2 or 3 minutes. It's gonna be 3 minutes. It's gonna be a 3-minute trade. I think it's gonna move without us. It's going bearish. That's fine. It happens. Okay, but Fred, you might be the only one in it, bro. Oh, someone else caught it at 995 for sure. If you caught it at 995, you're also in profit. Okay, so anyone who's in it that caught it in those 990s, you should be in profit. You should probably have about a minute and a half, maybe a minute, depending on your broker, on how much time you have left. 989. It might make that retracement up. I want it to make the retracement, but I want it to make it after you guys clear so that y'all can clear it. You know what I mean? But for me, perfect world, I want that 800 to happen in about 3 minutes. So I'm gonna keep my eye on that. It looks like it's dropping. No, y'all are good. Y'all should clear. Y'all should clear. All right. That's fine. This one kind of took off. Let's see. Oh, please come down. Please come down to here. Please make it. GU. GU is dropping fast. And I would take that up. Honestly, I would take it up at that 255 area. Clear. Let's get it. That's technically 2-0 on the night, potentially 3-0 if you took that one. I didn't take it because it was just too quick. But this one right here. So far, we've got this to the upside. I think we took what else did we take? What was it? I don't remember. Does anyone remember what the other one was that we took? Because I don't. I really don't remember. But it's that one. And we just took AJ down, right? Okay. It was like technically like 3-0 on the night if someone was able to catch all the trades. Now GU didn't do it. This is 983. This one might just be completely gone without us. Now we got 2 minutes, so it can still make a push, but it's dropping. Let's see. Oh, that's so gross. Like, I wish I saw that. Holy crap. This one, this is interesting. This is just at just a normal like area of support. I'll do a fib on this. This isn't necessarily something I'll be wanting to take, but this is pointing towards a potential reversal to the upside at the start of the 30-minute candle. And so if I took GU up, naturally, I could take NZD USD up and potentially also Euro USD up. See how it's all lining up kind of nicely. Euro USD is getting to that area. GU is getting to that area. NZD USD. Now I can mark this area of support, but I don't necessarily need to. I can just see very clearly, hey, we're at an area of support. Okay. Let's take them all. Literally, that's what I'm gonna start doing with y'all. I'm gonna start literally calling out 6 trades at once and being like, take what you want. Like I'm literally gonna start doing that. So we'll try it right now. EU 350, 3 minutes. Let me jump in EU real quick. Okay, EU 3 minutes, 350. Boom. Okay, I'm in EU. It gave me 348, even better. Okay, GU. Oh, is it? Yeah, GU.
Are you calling for a buy or a sell?
For a buy, sorry about that. We're taking buys against the dollar. Okay, so GU, NZD, USD, all those. Go ahead, take a buy. I don't know if I'm gonna catch NZD, USD in time. It's okay. It's okay. GU came down to 255. I'm gonna take that. I'm jumping into GU for a 3-minute call as well. All right. Hang on 1 second. Oh, I missed GU. Oh, I didn't get there quick enough. Let me see if it comes down. It's kind of working its way down again. One more time. Let me see. All right. I caught GU. All right. Here we go. So, whoa, my broker is lagging on me. Don't do that. There's not even an educator live right now. There we go. There we go. All right. All right, for sure. So EU went down a little bit. We had a little bit of retracement. All good. GU's in profit though. So GU's in profit. I don't know if anyone took NZD USD. EU just went into profit. So now 2 is in profit at the moment. NZD USD is actually stalling out a little bit. I see why NZD is the weakest pair. All right. So careful with that one. And when I say the weakest, I mean the weakest. Call, I got in kind of late. These trend lines, final reversals will go basic where last reversals are. I'm going strictly off of these reversals. Like this previous reversal right here. Okay, I'll take it. Right. What broker to use? I'm on call. Yeah, it's a call. It's a call. What broker? I'm on IQcent. I want to move to another one though. No offense to IQcent, but they just bug out sometimes. All right, both of these are in profit. Okay. They're shooting up. GU especially, like GU's gone. They're all gone. Oh, NZD USD shot up. If you took NZD USD, it shot up too. I mean, shot up. Dang. You kidding me? You kidding me? Okay. So let me know who took what trade.
This is going to be the grossest payout I've ever had at a 30-minute reversal.
Tell you, bro, this strategy is gross, bro. It's a gross strategy. You took EU, okay? Guess what? EU Profit.
Just clear to you. Appreciate you, Deja.
Profit. Of course, of course. I'm telling you the strategy. Look, this strategy, I didn't use a single indicator and I had one line, bro. Bro, this is the easiest strategy. It's so easy. It's crazy. Oh, geez, gone. Jeez. Are you kidding me? Uh, it's a good day to be alive, bro. GU is just out of here. Johnny, raise your hand. What's up, Johnny? What's good? What's good? GU just cleared for me. They all cleared. They all cleared. Just gross clears. Gross clears all around. Mad profit, mad profit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You love to see it. Yo, I'm glad. I'm glad. For sure. And I mean, it's literally like that. And so what's really cool about this is you'll catch a reversal on one pair and you can take like 4 trades at once. Sometimes it happens in the first 10 minutes of trading and you can be done in 10 minutes and go 4-0 in 10 minutes. Sometimes you have to wait for this to set up. This took the full session, but we caught 3 trades at once. And so technically, right? Technically, you could be up to 6-0. We took this up. You could have taken this. Oh, this flew. And you know what's funny is something like this, and this is what I'm saying, like with Hourglass, let's say you're taking Hourglass, you wouldn't have taken this trade because NZD was the weakest and USD was the strongest. But look at this. The weakest versus the strongest, and it still happened. Okay, you catch moves that people just aren't catching, like bottom line. Okay, so on the night for the session, we're 6-0. All right, 7%. Let's go. Clear both. Clear. Let's go. Go. Have you mentioned any reversal, Nick? Nick knows about reversals, but I don't know if he knows this strategy in particular. I want to show him.
That's what I'm saying too, because me and Nick have been talking about it for like the last week and a half or so. Like, because we've been catching reversals pretty solid. I think we have like a 92%.
Oh wow!
Yeah, the only thing was just because one of the reversals just didn't want to go our way. But
gotcha.
I would definitely bring it by him and see if you guys can work it all in together on maybe on the next session sometime this week. That'd be lit.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm gonna be so on my, let me pull this up because we're basically done here. I just want to pull up a couple more things. So the next thing is my new schedule is looking like this. So basically, right, we've got Sunday 9:30 p.m. training. That's gonna be like this. We're just gonna kind of go over it, add on to different things, reiterate certain things, right? Whatever kind of needs to be talked about, we'll go over it. Now, Monday, so tomorrow, 11 a.m. This is all PST, right? Okay, so 11 a.m. Pacific, do a trading session. So that's a daytime trading. And then Tuesdays, we do 11 a.m. trading, and at 9:30 is a team night. So basically, my goal is I want everyone to know how to trade and be a self-sufficient trader. I have multiple people that I've been teaching and working with them, and they're now able to run their own calls and able to train their own teams, and I love that. Okay, and so on those nights, I'm just going to have someone who's been learning the strategy and has been doing well on the strategy, and I'm just going to have them jump on a Zoom, and I'm going to back them up, right, and let them just kind of run the call, right? Let them do their own call outs. So if that's something that you want to do, if you feel like you're getting confident with the strategy, or maybe you take this and you add on, or maybe you do fibs, maybe you trade with Nick's strategy and you're good at that, that's fine. But as long as you're just a consistent trader and you can explain that to me and I can see it. When do you have these sessions? Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up again. So, but that Tuesday, is it Tuesday night? Yeah, that Tuesday night at 9:30, that's what that's about. Okay. Oh, that's why it's not showing it. Hang on, let me see. Let me do this. Can you guys see this? It wasn't showing, I just noticed. There we go. All right. So training, 9:30 is what we just did. All right. Tomorrow, 11 a.m., we're gonna do trading. Okay, I'm not gonna go as far into detail like how I did tonight. We're just gonna trade. Okay. Tuesday, 11 a.m., same thing. We're just gonna trade. But at 9:30, team night. If someone isn't able to do it, then I'll jump on and do it. But if I have someone on my team or someone just in LBD in general, that wants to jump on and do it, then we're gonna jump on and have them do it. Okay, I'll be there to back them more than likely, at least until people are confident enough to do it on their own, then they can just run the call. If it's a training that someone else wants to do on their strategy because it works, whatever it is, if I just see someone's been killing it, and they want to do it, they're going to do it. So if that's something you want to do, you let me know and we'll get that going. Okay. And then Wednesday night, 9:30 p.m. So same time as tonight, we're trading. Okay. So 4 days a week now, right? So I added Wednesdays and I added a team night. I changed the time of my Monday and Tuesdays. All right. That's my new schedule. Okay. So that's basically it for the night. All right. Let me pull this right back up because now I done proved my point. And so you can follow me on Instagram.
Yo, can you show your fibs?
Show my fib for sure, for sure. I got you. Let me move this down.
Trade 4x. No.
Yeah, so my fib settings is this. We've got, for one, I have them all one color. I don't know if that matters, but for my percentages, I have a 61.8%. You just do 0.618. You have 0.786 is 78.6. And then I have 786. And then you have the 886. All right. I have mine show as percentages and not as values. Doesn't really matter, but it's just personal preference. Mine is one color, no background, just makes it look cleaner. All right. That's how I do it. And a fib is just an extra confirmation. You don't necessarily need it. You saw I just did that and we didn't need it. By the way, just pointing this out, remember how I said you can go 3-0 even off of one zone? We came back down to the same zone and we're rejecting off of it again. Okay. You could have taken it right here, or you could have seen that we pushed down a little and just moved this line to here. Take it one more time. This should open bullish, continue up. And so you could have been in another profitable EU trade. All right. And like I said, US dollar is the strongest pair right now. So we're doing this off of the strongest pair. Just understand this strategy does not even necessarily care about the currency strength meter. I just like to use it, just to use it. All right. Thank you. Of course. Yo, good night, everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow for trading, 11 a.m. Pacific. All right. Have a good one.